Welcome to CynCity Live, a Seven Principles production. My name is Cynthia Hickenbottom, and this is my city. Roll call from the Bronx to Brooklyn, Manhattan to Queens, and you too, Staten Island, you are my citizens. Thank you again for taking time out of your thriving lives to meet with us again here today on CynCity Live. CynCity has a steadily increasing population of diverse and interesting citizens who want to meet you. Today's guest is a natural-born CynCity citizen. Born in Queens, he's a creative writer, poet, filmmaker, director, MC, and Christian rap hip-hop artist. With 18 songs to his credit, CynCity Live citizens, please welcome AC Lightnin.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You know, because, due to technical difficulties, it's like you were supposed to meet my CynCity citizens in 2023.
Right.
But the technical difficulties, so I just want to say thank you for your professionalism and your patience.
No problem.
But you know what? Since then, so much has been going on with you. So how about we get started?
Sure.
Okay. Well, first we're going to do the obvious question.
Okay.
Why AC Lightnin? Which can, you know?
So I'll try to keep it short and sweet. There's actually a few reasons why I call myself AC Lightnin. First of all, the easiest answer is AC is my first and last initial for my first and last name, and the L is the middle name of my initial, but I don't think anybody wants to hear like Liddell as a rap name. So I figure let's just take the first initial, the last initial, my first and last name. And Lightnin was something that at a time I had a thing for. Like, I had a fascination for it since I was like...
Thunder and lightning, a good thunder and lightning storm.
Like, listen, people don't understand. Like, it's terrifying, sure. But it's a thing of beauty where you can see at a certain distance, the sky and stuff like that.
A certain distance, because you don't want it too close to you. I was in a plane once with a lightning storm.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, they're built so that it won't affect them.
Right.
Yeah.
So so that's one of the reasons. But then over time, I started thinking more about it in the last few years because I originally said it AC Lightnin to be like a wrestler's name because I wanted to be a wrestler at one point. So it does come off like a superhero-ish wrestler type of thing. But 4 years ago, I started thinking about like, okay, Lightnin is a bold, powerful element that we have in this world, and it's oftentimes unpredictable, and it commands attention when, you know, when it strikes, everything freezes or folks scatter away and stuff like that. And then we also look at the word lightning. What's the first word? Light, right? So just being a light with my works and what I do as a poet, as a rapper, and just in general as a person, as a Christian, is like I want to be a light to the words that I speak, maybe challenge and talk about some things that we need to talk about or bring to light, pun intended. And it just really made sense.
You could be
overall.
that bolt of lightning that strikes people and makes them recognize. Sounds like a plan to me. Yeah. But you know what? You are an artist of many genres. The spoken word, Christian rap, you're a filmmaker, and so much more. Citizens, that's called a tease. It's called a tease. You know that. So let's take you back a little bit.
Okay.
All right? Now, this is how far back we're going to go.
Oh, we hit the time machine?
Now, in elementary school, okay, you were inspired by the Star Wars movie to write fan fiction. Right. Can you just briefly explain that? What is that?
So Star Wars, for those who don't know, is one of the best fandoms out there. Tells a story of intergalactic, fights and stuff like that. It usually evolved around the story of Anakin Skywalker, and who became Darth Vader, and his Skywalker lineage and family and stuff like that. for those of you who don't know Star Wars. Now, for Fanfictions, is basically taking any fandom that you have seen, so whether it's like Harry Potter or DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, and for what I've been told, you do a version of your own story of those fandoms. So it could be anything and stuff like that.
Right.
You just can't really put it out.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we could see it? I know it was in elementary school and it was a long time ago, but...
I'll have the copies on me, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, like it'd be a little bit tricky unless you get the permission for it, for whoever makes it. But yeah, that was the thing that kind of...
Do you have actors that you find to play the parts, or...
No, I mean, I wrote it as I was writing a book.
Right.
So it wasn't like a script or anything, but I wrote it as if it was a creative book that if I wanted to put out, then I'll put out.
That's so interesting. So, as a teen, you pursued your love for art and artistic expression, and honing your skills by attending writing workshops at Urbanword NYC. And then you went on to serve on their youth board. That's quite an honor.
Yeah. So we could start maybe a little bit backwards. So at this time, I'm like a year into actually writing rap songs, and I just got to poetry. So in sophomore year and junior year in high school, one of my counselors was talking to me because she know I'm into creative writing, and we would have these sessions where we would talk about that.
Right.
So she actually brought it up where she found out about Urbanword NYC, where they do workshops for teenagers from 13 to 19 and stuff like that. And she wanted to go there herself, but she never really got the chance to.
Right.
But she saw that because I'm so inspired by creative writing and doing music and somewhat poetry, she was like, you should check it out. So I went one day after school. They didn't have classes just yet. They was, gearing up to do the workshops and stuff like that. But yeah, I started taking some of the workshops there. I think I took quite several workshops. And this is from 2014 to 2017 that I was there. Now, me joining the youth board, that was from 2016, 2017, which if it wasn't for Urban NYC youth board, I would have learned some of the stuff, how to host, how to curate events, how to put stuff together and, contact people that you need to contact with. So basically the behind the scenes and front of the scenes and when events are going on. So essentially that's how I learned how to put events together to be able to make sure things go smoothly. We also did town halls, and we did meetings. We hosted open mics at the Brooklyn Public Library at one point. And we just
did showcases, correct?
Yeah, we did showcases. We really did a lot.
Right.
And, it gave me the exposure. Yeah, it's dope to be an artist in front of the mic, but it's also dope to know the behind the scenes of how to put events
exactly,
together, stuff
exactly.
Like that.
So you can appreciate the people who are helping you, who are doing the stuff behind the scenes, just like my CynCity citizens behind the cameras, who I love. You see how hard they work.
Yeah, and I'm doing that while I'm also going to school for film and digital media for TV and film. So I'm learning two things, maybe two different fields, but I'm learning the same thing in hand to hands. But it helps for the most part, yeah.
Let me say this. I love that your songs and your poetry, your Christian songs and your Christian poetry are so relevant and personal, but not preachy. Please, let's introduce your songs to our CynCity citizens.
So one of the songs I will be performing on this show is called Gettin Around. Just a little bit of backstory. It was somewhat inspired by Tupac's I Get Around. So over time, just being an artist in the open mic scenes and doing showcases and being on TV, I kind of had people tell me yo, everywhere you go, I see you at this place and that place and stuff like that. I would be at open mics or shows in general, and I'll bump into my old classmates or
Right.
former co-workers, and they'd be like, wait, you perform and you do this too? And it would be, they came to see like one of the artists that I may or may not know, and it's just like kind of like a full circle moment and stuff like that. So people always tease me, be like, yo, you famous, you're a celebrity and stuff like that. So I figure, okay, let me use that to my advantage and actually make a song about that.
Right.
But, you know, I don't want to be like braggadocious
Right.
or talk about gangbanging and stuff like that. Like, when I get around, I want you to know, listen, I'm a talented rapper, I'm a talented poet, and I get around because people have seen me around, and, you know, I'm good with this.
Right.
But then also you're going to see who I am as a person, which is somebody that's not a gangster, that's not trying to push the same stereotypes that we've seen in music and TV and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna get around and I'm gonna be good about it, but not gonna be forceful, but I'll be getting around.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's a good introduction to your song.
Yeah.
Okay? So, CynCity citizens, you have to check this out. Gettin Around, performed by AC Lightnin.